Yes guys, really good to be back. I took a few weeks away to basically just refresh, to take it easy, to relax a little bit, to put a bit of petrol in the tank, so to say. But yeah, it's really good to be back, really good to see you guys again and to get chatting. Today I wanted to talk to you about the cost of living, the increased cost of living, and how that might affect hair systems, your ability to afford hair systems, potential increases in hair system prices and that kind of thing. So I really want to go through all of that today. Before I get into that, I just wanted to remind you that you can get 15% off Vivid hair systems. Just check out my coupon code Adam15. I'll put it in the description box below with the URL. I'll also include the actual hair system I'm wearing. It's a Swiss. I'm going to include the link to that. So if you like the look of it and you want one of your own, please do check them out and hit up that 15% discount. It takes a lot of money off. So let's talk about the cost of living crisis. It's four really big buzzwords which have been very prominent in the UK, very prominent in Europe, and I'm pretty sure it's been prominent in the US as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, my American friends, but it's a pretty big deal here, considering what's going on in the world in terms of coming out of this big pandemic, including talking about, the whole situation the awful situation, should I say, in the Ukraine right now. All of this and the sanctions on Russia, all of this is sort of creating a bit of a cost of living crisis within the Western world, should I say. And as a result of that, all of us are, to a greater or lesser degree, less well off, and obviously that will feed into our considerations around hair systems. Obviously they ain't that cheap, and how is that likely to affect sort of buying hair systems and that kind of thing moving forward. So I'm going to add in a few tips for you guys to hopefully help you a little bit if you might be struggling a little bit more financially. There's certainly a big increase in terms of food prices, petrol prices, all of those kind of things, which obviously have a massive impact upon our monthly budget. Rents are going up, bills are going up. I mean, that's the most obvious one. Our bill doubled in a month. It literally doubled in a month. So yeah, all of these things, have to be taken into consideration. And obviously that means that our disposable income is being squeezed more and more and more. So it might be that you're thinking, how can I find a solution? How can I keep affording hair systems and accessories and that kind of thing? And I want to literally use this video to go through a couple of my ideas that might help you guys a little bit financially. So let's get into it. Before I do, please do, if you're enjoying my content, I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers now. I'd really love if you join the tribe, get yourself subscribed, hit that notification bell. You will be notified whenever I do release videos. They're usually on Friday afternoons. That's UK time, so it will be a little bit earlier. American time, usually morning time for you guys. So please do hit that subscribe button. It's great to have you on board. So the first and most obvious thing here is do your research and search out the most competitive prices. As mentioned earlier in this video, there's a nice discount code for you. I encourage you to check out Vivid's website because they do really good hair systems. Their customer service is great. That'll get you 15% off. But always look for competitive prices. Do your research. It shouldn't take that long. There's not a million hair system suppliers out there. There's, probably I've come across about 15 to 20. So do your research. That's the most important bit of advice I can give you. So number two, always consider shipping prices and basically delivery times. So shipping prices can really vary between suppliers, and some, if you spend over a certain amount, will supply shipping for free. Again, that's always a consideration given we're living through basically a cost of living crisis, as it were. So that is really, really important to consider because, I've seen some places that charge upwards of £80 to $100, as it were, just for shipping alone. So you probably wouldn't want to be looking at spending that much just on shipping because there's better options out there. Another thing to consider, obviously, is the shipping time. You don't want to be waiting 4 to 6 months for a system. It's an unreasonable amount of time to expect to wait for a system. I get most of mine shipped within about 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks, and I make sure that when the system's sent to me, there's a tracking code so I know exactly where it is at all times and I can have a really good idea. And it kind of comes into planning ahead as well. Now, quite often you'll find that with certain suppliers, again, do your research with this, guys. I'm not up to date with all of the latest deals with every single supplier or manufacturer, but do your research with this. Quite often, if you buy in bulk, you'll get discounts. So if you buy 2 at the same time, you'll probably get, there's a decent chance you might get a certain percentage off, like 10% off. So that's worth considering. And also, it means that you've got a backup. That's super, super important, because what if you tear your system? What if your system, you know, runs to the end of its lifespan before you're anticipating it to do so? So talking about buying in bulk and the potential discounts that might come with that, discounts quite often come up in and around national holidays. I see this all the time, especially with the bigger suppliers that are China based. So often you'll notice that discounts come up, buy one get one free, or get 30% off or 50% off a second hair system or whatever, usually around Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving I've seen quite often. So think about all of the national holidays, and 100% it's worth signing up to as many newsletters in terms of suppliers as you can, because you're going to get notified when they're doing deals. Obviously, we've just had Easter, and I was getting so many emails from, you know, a huge number of suppliers, you know, just to name a few. Obviously Le Vivid, Lord Hair, New Times Hair, I think Bono Hair as well. I was getting emails from all of these guys just saying, you know, we're doing a deal for Christmas or whatever. If you buy 2, or even, you know, 50% off or 30% off one system. So 100% make sure you sign up with as many newsletters as you can in terms of hair system suppliers, and you'll always be notified about when there's a deal. And at those points, you can really benefit from those discounts by buying in bulk. Another really important point I wanted to make here is that at the moment in China, which is, as many of you all know, that's where a lot of hair systems are manufactured, there's certain parts of China that are basically going into or are currently in lockdown, okay? And again, this is so important to be mindful of, and you have to do forward planning. Because, for instance, Qingdao, which is where, as I said, a lot of hair systems are produced, that may well be going into lockdown fairly soon. Shanghai's been in lockdown for quite a long time, and it looks as if the province that Qingdao is in may be next. So please be mindful of that. And if you can afford to, try and buy in bulk. And if you can get a discount as well, try and do that too. And the last thing that I'd like to add here is, please don't panic. You will be okay. We will be okay. We will get through this. I promise you that in time, things will become easier. Obviously, the energy cost, the massive increase in energy costs in the UK is hitting a lot of us super hard, myself included, but it will get better with time, I assure you. The price hikes at this level are not sustainable, and they will come down over time, and in time we will have more of our disposable income back. It's just a really, really tricky time right now, but we will get through this. Humans are incredibly resourceful, and we've been through worse things in the past, and we will get through this, I promise you. And a really good thing to remember here is that, based on my research, there has not been a crazy increase in the price of hair systems. And that is really, really important to remember. With everything else going up, hair system prices have roughly stayed the same over the last couple of months. So we're actually in a pretty decent situation in respect to that. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. It's great to be back on camera, talking to you guys, just giving you guys advice. I absolutely love doing this. If you would like to know more about how hair systems can be affordable for anyone, I did a video fairly recently, still relevant today. Do check it out. It's going to be popping up on the screen right now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Till next time, bye for now.